So this is kind of an ugly chunk of hickory, but it's got a lot of potential. Harold gave this to me. You'll know him as HT in the comment section. You can tell this limb got busted off, and it might have been hanging for a while. I don't remember the story behind it exactly, but there's a whole lot of grain or fiber damage that has to be removed. That's all going to have to come off. So I took it outside and used the big chainsaw on it, and had to take off a lot more than I wanted to, but there was still a good amount left to work with. This is going to be the top. Here I'm just drilling a 1/4-inch hole so I can put a dowel in there, which will be used as the guide for my circle cutting jig on this bandsaw you see here. And then I'll use that same hole as the center guide for the faceplate. And then I'll mount that on the lathe so that I can work on the bottom of the bowl first as usual. Now you can see this thing is really off balance. So the first thing I have to do is take some of the bulk off the bottom of the bowl, just to help my lathe out a little bit. You can see this lathe is shaking all over the place, but it's a whole lot better than it was before I removed that bulk wood. And 600 RPM is kind of the sweet spot. I can't go slow enough with this lathe. I can only get down to 450. I'd like to lower it down under 100 for this, but as it is, 600 RPM is better than 450 RPM as far as shaking goes, for some reason. And any higher than that, it starts shaking like crazy again. But it's all good, because the more I remove here, the more balanced it gets, and it starts calming down fairly quickly. I hope you all appreciate that I'm showing these videos at normal speed now instead of speeding things up. Had a lot of requests for it, and I do enjoy making the videos this way better. But let me know what you think. Give me some feedback on it. I'd appreciate it. One thing that is different when I show these at normal speed is you don't see nearly as much of the work being done. Now this particular bowl, because the wood is so hard and so grabby, I spent a good couple days on the lathe with this bowl, obviously taking breaks, but it just wore me out. kind of gave me a bad attitude towards Hickory, if I'm being honest. Some tough stuff. I mean, it's beautiful, but holy smokes, it's a chore. I've pretty much got the outside of this bowl done, so let's go ahead and take a look at what some very talented members of this audience have been making. Dwayne Christensen made these. Those right there are his first 2 bowls, and then he's been busy since those. Only been turning for a few months. I gotta say, very impressive. Dwayne is definitely a natural talent. Great job, Dwayne. And Harry Jones. Honestly, I don't have the words for these beautiful pieces. Just amazing. They do belong in a museum. So beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I sure appreciate you. So I used this carbide tip tool for just about as long as I could. The farther out I extended it, and I kind of had to because of the live edges, the farther out that I extended this tool, the more grabby the bowl got, and it just felt like it was getting a little dangerous, so I had to stop using it. Here I just went back to that 1/4-inch parting tool, and I'm using it to establish the thickness of the walls up at the top, which is about 1/4 inch. And it's just easier to go straight in at that live edge with the parting tool than it would be to go in with the bowl gouge at an angle. At least that's how I felt about it, so that's what I did. wood beater. 3/4 inch bowl gouge. I don't know why I didn't dig this thing out earlier. I just forgot I had it, if I'm being honest. I used that 5/8 bowl gouge so much, but this big old beast, it was the ticket. That extra weight really helps when you're dealing with a stubborn piece of wood like this hickory. You'll get a real good look at the inside of this bowl towards the end of the video, and you'll see where all that chatter's coming from. There's so many different levels of hardness in this wood between the knots and the figured wood and the, well, you can see it there. Gotta keep the tools sharp. They get dull quick doing this. I just used a spray can of lacquer, 4 or 5 coats. Turned out pretty good. I like the shine. It's a little bit uneven here and there, just because of the different degrees of hardness of this wood. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's quite a beautiful bowl. Look at all that stuff in there. There's a lot going on. Could have filled it with resin. I just flat didn't want to again. I like using resin, but I'm not going to use it all the time. Hope that's okay with you. Got to do my own thing. Harold, HT, I sure appreciate the opportunity, my friend. Thanks for watching. Semper Fi.